Thanks, Robbie Skilling, for that great introduction and an informative presentation on virtual communications. Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Nelson, and I will be talking to you today about group conflict. Now, as we learned earlier in this presentation from Don Peterson on developmental stages of a group, that groups have 4 stages, such as forming, storming, norming, and so forth. We're going to be discussing group conflict today, and those developmental stages also apply in group conflict. We have the fact that groups have developmental stages that they go through. They contain primary, secondary, and tertiary tensions are a part of that. Now, the part we care about from the developmental stages of a group is the storming aspect, because that is when a group has its most tensions. We have 3 tensions in groups. That is the primary, secondary, and tertiary tensions. They can lead to conflict in the group. Primary tensions are basically the getting to know you tensions of, oh, hi, I'm Bob, how are you, who are you? But if we don't take care of the secondaries, they will lead to conflict. People standing off. Secondary and tertiary tensions. Secondary tensions are differing opinions on important subjects. Members bring different views. Everyone has different views on different subjects. And unchecked secondary tensions can be destructive to a group. Tertiary tensions are power struggles about who is the leader, who will assign tasks, and who has authority. What do we do and when do we do it? It's basically you have a couple people in the group that are vying for control of the group. They want to make the decisions. It's their way or the highway. There's no compromise. Now, resolving conflicts in groups. The way to do that is through conflict identification. Groups must acknowledge that there is a problem. They must discuss the impact of this problem on the group. They must agree to work through the problem. If you do not agree that there is a problem and that it must be worked on, the group is never going to be effective at its given task. Now, situational understanding. That is that you must identify the positions of the conflict. Know who is in conflict with who. List all the assumptions and facts of the problem. Everybody needs to express what they believe are the facts and assumptions of what they think is wrong on both sides. Then the groups need to break into smaller groups, separating like-minded individuals to evaluate the problem. It's no good breaking into groups with everybody who believes this in this group and everybody who believes that in another group. You must break them up and mix the groups together so that people can discuss their issues with someone who does not agree with them. That way, there is a better chance for them to come together and find a way to resolve the issue. Now, reach an agreement. Understand the facts of the problem and agree upon them. Once everyone in the group understands what the problem is and they agree what the problem is, you can move forward. You can work at deciding what type of tools are needed for additional evaluation. Now that you know the problem, you agree, everyone agrees what the problem is, but you still think there's more. You still know that there's things that you don't know. So what do you need to get? What continued information do you need that will allow you to come to a more productive decision? Now, tips for effective conflict resolution are deal with conflict immediately. Now, we all know what happens if you are angry and you don't let out your feelings. When you finally do, they blow up. Same as with conflict. The longer you avoid it, the worse it's going to be when it finally does come to a head. Be open and express your feelings. If you aren't truthful, you are never going to fully understand, and you're always going to have some reservations. Clear communications. Be clear at what you are saying. Make sure that they understand what you really are thinking. Active listening. Don't just wait for your time to speak. Listen to what the other person is saying. That's the only way conflict is going to be resolved. Practice identifying assumptions. Take turns in groups. Practicing, what do you think someone's assumption of this is actually going to be? Don't get personal. Quickest way to lose an argument is attack the messenger. You are not there to attack the messenger. You are there to find a resolution to the problem. Attack the problem, not the person. Name calling and attacking what they do has nothing to do with the problem and just basically voids your argument. Focus on actionable solutions. Focus on what can be done, not what can't be done. Well, we know this is a solution, but we're not able to do that. Okay, that's not productive. Work on what is productive, what you can use. Encourage different points of view. Don't play the blame game. If you don't know or someone else messed up, don't say, oh, it was them, it was them. Just encourage everyone to come up with new and better ideas and don't blame somebody else for a bad idea. Keep issues in the team. Make sure that you don't go to another team group and start saying and bad-mouthing members from your team or saying that there are issues with your team. That's the quickest way to get everyone in your group alienated. And that is my presentation. And now I would like to thank you all for listening, and I hope you learned something about group conflicts and their reasons. With no more delay, I would like to introduce to you Steve Rosier, who will be speaking to you about problem solving in a group. Steve, the floor is yours.